Hey everyone, it's your very favorite history teacher. Let me see your transcript. And I know this previous Tuesday night on my normal day that I have alive. Hey Trisha, hey Jacqueline Vine. Uh I had a 3 hour live talking about Jim Jones, Donald Trump, and Omar Johnson. And I talked a little bit about how fortunate I was that I had lights, even though, but I said also pray for my family members and my friends because they didn't. Well, the next day, Wednesday, yesterday, after I had a meeting, department meeting for my job, around noon, my lights went off. And so I was in a similar situation like my friends and family, but I was like, no, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not gonna. I've dealt with, this is just like a hurricane or a tropical storm. We adapt because I already bought food. I had flashlights. I had, 3 laptops. They were charged. My phone was charged. My brother's phone was charged. My dog was on the inside. We went and got, he wrapped the pipes at my aunt's house so they wouldn't freeze. He went and got blankets from my aunt's house. We had extra, I had sweaters. We have food in the refrigerator, food on top of the refrigerator that, we could open up with a can and eat if we needed to. Thank you, Ray of Sunshine, Miss Sparkle, Black Anonymous, Monica C. Views and News. One on love. Thank you so much. So I was cool. I was together. I was fine. But then slowly but surely stuff started reminding me of stuff from childhood. And I know I really talked about a whole lot of things from my childhood. There were times in my childhood where we did not have lights because for some reason my mother did not pay the bill or did not have money to pay the bill. We had the old little gas heaters in our house. So fortunately, those could be on, but there were times where we didn't have those on. So we were literally in the house with no lights, and it's cold. Or there were times we did have, gas and lights, but we had to like drip the water so they wouldn't freeze, or fill the bathtub up with water. So I was like thinking about the stuff we did as a child, and I actually did those things a week ago. I was like, okay, I'm gonna drip the water. I even had bottled water on hand. Um, did things that we needed to do, have at home. I thought we were good, you know. And I was seeing people on the news. They were like, some people doing extra stuff. They were going to get some stuff to cover their pipes. They were doing everything they're supposed to do. But it's like the electricity went out, which I wasn't expecting, and I think a lot of Texans wasn't expecting that either. Because I was like, okay, and then I kept thinking like, okay, maybe this is like the hurricane and the tropical storm, because the lights and stuff went out. But then 2 days rolled into 3 days, rolled into 4 days, and then rolled into 5 days, and then Wednesday I got hit. Today is Thursday now. My brother just told me today when I woke up this morning. He said, "Oh, the lights came back on last night, but they were only on for 10 minutes." And I'm just thinking, like, within the past few days, I have learned so much about how ineffective my county, my city, my state when it comes to cold weather. And I thought we had our infrastructure together when we had the last hurricane, Hurricane Harvey. Because before the problem was having not having the ability for the water to flood out through the bayous, through the drainage, into the Galveston Bay, so the whole city not flooded. But it seems to me, thanks to Republican leadership, that somewhere in the 90s, I don't know if it was 90, 98, 89, and 2011. This is like, give you some backstory. 1989 and 2011 was the last time that Texas had a severe thunderstorm like it's having now. Remember, we're Texas. We're next to the Gulf Coast. We prepare for tropical storms, hurricane. And in my mind, that's what I kind of felt like the snowstorm was. Hey, it's water, just looks like ice. It's snow. We do the same thing, people, but oh no. The county and the city come on the news talking about, we need y'all all to stop dripping the water faucets. It's causing low pressure across the city, and it's going to cause pipes to burst when you turn them back on. So, Lord, y'all help. Pray for me, pray for everybody. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get into his ass isolated. Don't, Real King, 1983. I got shit that I need to talk about. Umar Johnson gonna have to fucking wait. Okay? Did you see my thumbnail? Did you see what's on the screen? It ain't just snowing in Texas. Hold on, that's not my thumbnail I wanted to show. Hold on. I had a better thumbnail than that. I put the wrong one up. This is the one I want to put up. It says it's not still snowing. It's freezing. Hello, it's freezing. Ain't gotta worry about the snow. It's freezing. Hold on, let me get the real one that I made for this special occasion. Oh no, don't tell me I deleted it. Okay, I guess I did delete it. So I can tell right now I'm in my car because I have no light in my house still, even though I keep getting these updates like, oh, they're coming on, more people coming on. And let me go back a little bit further. Let's just tell you what we've been dealing with. Okay. This is the map that the meteorologist showed. Do you see the past of the snow forecast through Monday? This is, remember, they gave this back to us last Friday. You see, it goes from Houston, Dallas. We get a little bit of New Mexico. Is that Colorado above there? Then Oklahoma, St. Louis, Arkansas, Louisiana, North Louisiana got a lot of it. All the way to Chicago towards where Dara stays, or Ohio, Toronto, New York, Massachusetts. Okay. All right. That's what we got. Now, if you look at the percentage of where the intensity of the storm, okay, the storm watch is the bluish green. The winter weather advisory is purple, and the winter storm warning is pink. So that's telling you the intensity of how you need to prepare. Now, this is what my hypothesis is. Texans and Houstonians like myself, our asses was preparing for a goddamn winter storm because we don't have this stuff on a regular basis. It's like, shoot, we got to prepare for this stuff like her. People were wrapping pipes. People were dripping the water. People were buying supplies. They were like, okay, this is going to be like 3-4 days, right? 3-4 days. No. We're about to be 7 days tomorrow. 7 days tomorrow. And what say you has been the response of certain individuals concerning this? Let me show you who some of the people are. This is Mayor Sylvester Turner of Texas, of Houston, Texas. He's a lawyer from Texas, from one of the oldest and predominantly historically Black areas of Texas, Acres Home. Ran for mayor before, didn't win, ran for office for, I think, state rep, then ran for mayor again, and he won. He's on his, I believe, his last term, his third term, because we have term limits here. So he's been keeping us updated, and I think he's been a little bit shocked at how far, like how many number of people who don't have electricity, trying to talk with the state, working with the county, with Harris County Judge Lena Adago, who's over the Harris County, working with Centerport Energy, who's over electricity and gas in the area, getting warming stations created, which we have warming stations, place for the homeless to go because they need a place to stay, getting supplies out to them, those type of things. But yesterday, he caught me messed up. He said, y'all need to stop. Well, actually, a couple of days ago, after everybody in the state did what their mama told them when they were young, they had the water dripping, he said, y'all need to stop doing that because that's causing a low water pressure. And I'm thinking like, okay, I understand the low water pressure, but I still want to be able to flush the toilet, wash my face, boil some water on the stove, right? He said, don't put the water, don't drip the water. Please hit the like button as you come on in, please. Thank you, TA. Thank you. Yeah. Exactly, Black Anonymous. People confuse my dad for I would tell him to watch his back. Yep. Hey, new presents. And so he says, well, y'all need to not do that because when y'all come back home, when your lights get turned back on, then your pipes gonna burst, and then it's because you have been dripping the water. I'm thinking to myself, what does the water pressure and the ability for your pipes to burst have to do with the electricity? Are they on the same grid? Is the water pipes plumbing on the same grid as the electricity? You drip the water so that your pipes don't burst. And some people's pipes have burst. Okay? So I'm just like, I know I didn't hear him right. And then he tried to give an example like, oh, well, see, because that happened to me because I went back home. And you know what? My pipes burst too. And I'm thinking like, well, one, you live in one of the oldest neighborhoods in the city. You probably live in an older style home, but you got money, so you probably updated it. Did you not wrap your pipes? Did your plumbing at your house, sir? That's not reassuring the rest of us. Do you not know what to say? Can you please let the people on the other side of you, the Centerport people, the water people, all those people talking at you, talk about this? Because it's confusing the hell out of me. Okay? It's confusing me. Get on them Centerport people, get them lights back on or something. Shit. This is Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo. She is the youngest Harris County judge we have had. She's also the first Latina. She's also the first Latin American, and she's also the first Hispanic woman. Okay, she beat out Judge Emmett, who's been there for a long time, older white man, and they didn't like the way he did in the previous storms and tropical storms and hurricanes we had. Understandably, I think she's been doing a good job working with the city, especially with COVID. It's not going to be a little bit better, but you know they were dealing with Governor Abbott and Donald Trump the last year. But now I got a little issue with Lena. I like her. Trying to give her a chance. All of a sudden now they're trying to say because of they sent out these alerts. So now we get these little Harris County alerts in addition to the city of Houston alerts. So she's giving her just like with the mayor, he's giving his like what's going on in the city, and she's giving her thing about what's going on in Harris County. Just letting you know, city of Houston sits inside of Harris County. Harris County is the largest district. It encompasses Houston and the surrounding suburbs around it. Okay, so she's telling everybody, look, they're on a boil water notice. Don't drink the water. Boil it first. If you want to take a wash off, brush your teeth, wash your face. I think the other lady said the same thing when she was with the mayor. That's fine and dandy, but Lena, some of us ain't got electricity, which means our electric stove, like myself, I can't boil no water. I can't boil no water. So I gotta wash my face or brush my teeth unless I get my bottled water to do that. And y'all already know it takes, what, 8 bottles of water to wash my dog. How many do you think it'll take to wash my body, people? Okay. I'm just saying. I'm trying to understand that you're trying to help us and you're dealing with the unexpected situation because you was expecting all the you was expecting us to be down at 0 or snow or all these things. I don't know. Y'all need to go in there and talk to somebody, get your message to sync up together, you and the mayor, and get on these center point people's asses or something. Okay. Next person I got a problem with. No, they want you to heat it up to wash your body, to wash your face, or to brush your teeth. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kimberly Callahan. Hey, Cajun Scorpion Newport. Thank you to everyone that's here. I'm sorry if I haven't spoken to you. I'm trying. Hey, Icelia. I'm trying to get all the things. You just like, just like the fucking way. That could be a model model. Yes, put it on a cup, put it on a shirt. Oh yeah, they better vote next time because I was like, yeah. So this is Governor Greg Abbott. He is a Republican, and I really don't like him. I didn't vote for him the first time he ran for office. His reelection. I'm trying to think if this is his last term, their term, because I need him gone after this. He's also our very first disabled governor. He had a running accident with a tree fell on him. He's been in a wheelchair ever since. So if you ever see him and he's always like sitting down, like there are people behind him, it's because he's in a wheelchair. However, he acts like a typical Republican. He's even said some things that I thought were against even other disabled people, and I was just like, really? We doing that now? And so this time he did one thing I liked. He did one thing correct in this whole thing. He sent a message to the White House last Saturday asking for a federal emergency declaration. The next day, President Joe Biden obliged him and did so. As a result, let me show you this. Where is it? Is this it? Yeah. According to the White House, the president has authorized Homeland Security and FEMA to coordinate all disaster relief efforts with our state to help us. Okay? Not only our state is getting help, but also Oklahoma, I think parts of Kansas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. FEMA is sending generators to Texas. They're moving diesel here to help us. They're sending water and blankets, and as you can see, those are the other states that are having outages too. But we are really having the most severe effect because it seems, I want to say it's either under George W. Bush or Rick Perry. Our state decided that we did not want federal regulation because, Republicans are all about less government, less federal regulation. And they decided that they were going to have their own regulation system. And so the people who regulate the electricity and electrical grids in Texas is called ERCOT. Okay? Let me see where it is. ERCOT, where is it? Stands for the Electricity Regulation Council of Texas. They're governed by a board of directors. They're oversighted by the Public Utility Commission of Texas and the Texas legislature. Now, another thing that this man here, Governor Abbott, has said is that he wants to know, basically, he wants an investigation into ERCOT, because how is it this people who are supposed to regulate the electricity, now we have all these damn people, millions of people, without electricity in their homes. You keep saying it's rolling outages, but some people have been without electricity for days. How can you have a rolling outage, which means it goes off and on at certain times, when you've literally been out without power for days? 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Longer than what we had under Hurricane Harvey. And if you remember Hurricane Ike in 2008. 2008, we were out lights, our lights came back on, but guess what? Our phone was out and our cable was out. Some neighborhoods had electricity. People couldn't have the food in their houses, so guess what? They barbecued their food outside. People moved trees. Neighbors helped each other. But guess what? It's cold out here. We can't necessarily do that. Let's want to freeze to death. Okay? So Governor Abbott says, hey, we need to investigate ERCOT, and then said he wants the ERCOT board of directors to resign. And I'm thinking, like, sure, I agree with that. But then at the same time, as I'm reading articles that are saying that my state, which has been Republican since Ann Richards was governor, she's the last Democratic governor we had, they went along with this goddamn plan of deregulating electricity, and ERCOT is supposed to regulate the smaller electricity companies in the state. And this is where we at. And our whole state is separate from other people. However, with the exception of 3 places in Texas, El Paso, the Texas-Louisiana border near the Sabine River, and the Texas Panhandle near Oklahoma and New Mexico, they are not on the same power grid as the rest of the state. So their asses got lights. Did you hear me what I just said? El Paso, the Texas Panhandle, and the Texas-Louisiana border area, they are not on the same grid system as the rest of the state. So their asses got lights and electricity. Oh, I didn't know Chairman Hall was in Texas. Oh, wow. No, Black and Metal, they're a special kind of Republican stupid. And that's why I've always said I've had problems with Republicans and talking about deregulation. They're all about, oh, we need less government, not business. But every time it fucking happens, whether it's the air traffic controllers under Reagan, whether it's the banking and the stock market under Reagan, whether it's stuff in the 90s under Bush as well, or under, what's that man name? George W. Bush, it always comes to backfire on our asses. And when there's an emergency and when your government is supposed to coordinate with each other for help, then it's the consumer, it's the citizens who are getting the short end of the deal. Look at what happened with Katrina. Why couldn't the mayor, the governor, and the president all work together to get those people out in time? And have you noticed that every hurricane since then, a lot of other cities and states, including my own, have making sure that they don't have the same thing happen again. Yes, comes back to bite you in the ass. Hey, Christine, TA, Ms. Sparkle, Kimberly Callahan, Gina Finch, Trisha, Rare Sunshine, Icelia, Cajun Scorpion, New presents. Wanna know love. Real King 1983. So I'm just yeah. So I'm getting problems with him. And the other problem I got with him and now is I was reading I think it was was it a PBS? No, it was actually I'm gonna share it in the 18 Facebook group and I'm gonna see if I can put it in also in my description. The Daily Show with Trevor Noah had a really chart, but it got kind of fast. I gotta see if I can find it. It said that in Texas there are several ways that electricity has been distributed. There are stations, there are grids, there are electrical lines, there are I guess you say factories that help distribute electricity. There's also something called solar and also wind turbines. So the wind turbines only give 12% of the electricity in Texas. All the wind turbines have broken. Now all of a sudden, Governor Abbott, Rick Perry, I want to say Ted Cruz probably said something like that too, saying that, oh, this is why we're having such a big problem, and see, this is why, AOC's, the Green New Deal, would never work here in Texas, because, we would be worse than where we are. And I'm thinking to myself, one, the wind turbines only count for 12% of distributing electricity. What about the other three ways? And then also, why the hell are you talking about AOC and the Green New Deal when it had nothing? Because the Green New Deal never passed. Okay. Yeah, I'm charging mine and I'm charging my phone while I'm doing this live right now. I had 3 laptops that I was charging my phones through last night. So I woke up and I had like 10%, and so I went out in the car, do some air and see if I can find somewhere to put air in my tire, and get some other type of food because I'm not sure about the food that's in the refrigerator now. I'm in Georgia. We're in a hurricane, so on the storm in Texas. Got me thinking. Exactly. Like next time, like I have the flashlight. I definitely gotta make sure everything is charged. I used to have some portable chargers. I gotta find those to make sure I have those next time. Gotta make sure maybe an extra packet of water, more canned food that we can heat up. I might need to look into what's called a power pack. Gotta look into a generator now. Like because I have a CPAP machine. I sleep. I basically was getting up every 2 hours last night. Exactly, Sonia. So obviously the wind turbines that we got here in Texas probably was bought on the fucking cheap. Yeah, I got the phone on my charger, Kimberly. I do. Hey, spot him, shot him. I'm kind of okay, and I'm kind of not. He said, "Might as well blame Santa Claus." Okay, so now just it's just, and then one of my friends, she saw the article where he said he wanted the ERCOT people to resign, and then my friend put in there, "You first." I thought that was so funny. But I don't want him to do that because then we'll end up with Dan Patrick, and I can't stand it. I can't stand him. I can't stand him either. It's like it's like if Trump had resigned and Pence became president. No. Mm-mm. No, I can't handle it. But since we're talking about officials in Texas, so one more person, and I wanted to show you like now why this is going into day 6 of the Texas storm. Well, at first people were like laughing. I was like, "Oh, y'all can't handle 3 inches of snow, 4 inches." You understand? Our tires, our cars, and our roads are for dry weather, for moist weather, or wet weather. If our car is high enough, we go to higher spaces. We don't know about no snow. At least we're in Houston. Now I think Dallas and the north part of Texas, they might get more snow to us. But we don't know about no 8 inches, no 6 inches, no 10, nothing like that. So putting us on, we have to, number one, ship in some salt, ship in some snow, snow moving machines. You know, think about when Atlanta had that storm a couple of years ago. Their whole city shut down because they had none of that stuff. And the last time we had a freeze, I think they just told people like, hey, y'all need to stay off the roads. We got some machines and some salt. We're bringing them in, but it's going to take a while to get here. And so I think this time it was like, I don't know where they were, but they told, the schools closed, the colleges closed. Like, that should have been an indication. And then the lights went out, and then, you really couldn't go nowhere. So I'm going to show y'all a map of where the outages are where I live. Red is the worst. It means like none, non-existent. Orange is like some people got lights. I think yellow is like more people got lights, but maybe it's off and on. This is the Houston area and the surrounding major cities. I think this update was from like 5 this morning because it updates every 30 minutes. So I gotta check again. I did see a Centerpoint truck around in my neighborhood, so I'm just like, thank you, Jesus, praise the Lord. Hopefully these lights come on, because I keep getting these updates about, more and more people got electricity. This seems like me and everybody I know are not the ones who are getting it. I was just like, what the hell? This is the Harris County boil water notice. Okay. Remember I said the county, Houston and the surrounding areas are inside of the county. So that means where I live, because I'm closer to the medical center, Reliant, and downtown. My area has predominantly no need to boil their water and no electricity. But then you say, hey, boil your water, but if I have an electric stove, I can't boil my water. So it's like, y'all killing me. Y'all really killing me. Which brings me to this man right here, Richard Perry. Rick Perry. Former governor of my state. After George W. Bush, before Greg Abbott. This man was also the former Secretary of Energy. He was also a Republican presidential candidate who said, I'm going to get rid of 3 departments: education, energy, and I forgot what the other one was. I think commerce. And I'm just like, oh boy, we thought George Bush was done, but he takes the cake. He started wearing them glasses like it was gone. Thank you. I'm so glad you do, because some of my friends in Dallas, some don't. Some just got theirs back. I got a friend in Fort Worth. So I'm so glad you are, Trisha. Hey, Tanika Jeanette. And, hey, Mina C. Hey, Conscious Energy. Exactly, because Conscious Energy's from Houston, too. Exactly. I'm still waiting. My lights went off since yesterday. My friend's been off since days ago, like the Friday and Saturday night. My aunt, it's when my cousin, theirs came on. They were on. It went off. Then it came back on again. My aunt is not happy with no power and it's cold, so she's been sleeping mostly. My friend, hers went off, and it came back on briefly. She was off for like 3-4 days. I kept saying, like, I know it'll be tight over here. Come over here. At the time, I had lights and power. I mean, lights and heat. But we made like 3 adults and 3 dogs, so we had to figure something out. But then her lights came back on, so I was like, oh, like, praise the Lord. Then yesterday, Sunday, when my lights went off, she told me her lights went back off again. Okay, TA, that you're absolutely correct, but you have to understand this is what happened. They were in their garage. They had the garage door closed, and it was a mom and dad and a daughter and son. The mom and the daughter died. The father and the son were taken to the hospital. Which in that situation, I'm still concerned because most people know that you're not supposed to run the car in the garage. Most people know that. But I'm just trying to figure out how is it the dad and the son survived and went to the hospital, and the mom and the sister didn't. Like, whose idea was this? I'm sorry. I watch a lot of ID channel, Criminal Minds, Law and Order SVU, Oxygen Channel, Snap. So I'm automatically, my mind is going to like somebody is trying to kill somebody else and make it look like it was an accident. You know, I heard of people, having the old stoves, whatever, and there's fires and stuff. I understand that, so we need to be more careful. But in that situation, my sister lives on an even block, and she said, "Been going on and off. See, what part of the grid you on? Yeah, okay, that's good. Tell them put some water in their tub or take a shower right now. Eat, wash your face while they can. But I think most people should know that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. In that case, like the dad and the son is alive. Like, no, sir, you a man. You're the head of that household. Something ain't right about that. I understand you're trying to keep warm and stuff, but I'm just like, and then so someone in the neighborhood like saw it and they were like, okay, we're gonna call the police, and they went over there, and I'm just like, wait a minute, how did they? I something about that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need to find out some more information about that case because something like that don't seem right. Like to me, did you take an opportunity to kill your wife and your daughter? And my thing is this: why are y'all sitting in the car? Why did all the how did all the females die in the car and all the men just end up in the hospital? Like, wait a minute. What? Like, what was it? Not your biological daughter? Is that why she had to go to? Like, something not right about that. Ours is out in Jasper right now. Been out for almost the whole day. Okay. You got food and everything, right? You got your husband and your dog and your youngest daughter, right? Yeah, one that you don't have to plug up. That no, right? I was looking at generators and power packs. I was like, I need something something that I could just plug my something in there while it's and they're like, oh, it's gonna be here next Tuesday, next Wednesday. I'm like, shit, I should have had bought this last week. But I was thinking like, hell, I don't think Amazon gonna be able to bring me anything anyway. But this is what I'm really upset about right here. This man, right? And please hit the like button. If you know people in Texas, please share this with them. Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Because even though I'm ranting, I'm also giving some information so that people can next time, when it's time to vote, I don't remember all this. I already got a friend now. She's part of a group here, and she's like, yeah, this is one of the things. She said, we're having a meeting when everyone has got their lights on, and we're going to do or our next strategy is for the next election or whatever. So, yeah, there's some people already think of some things. Yeah, battery-operated heaters. Yes, his name is Mattress Mac, Jim McInville. He did the same thing during Hurricane Harvey. He opened up his store before Joel Osteen opened up his church. Joel Osteen had to get shamed and to open up his church to help people during the hurricane. Where other churches that's not even as big as his had opened up their church to the homeless or people who had no electricity, no food, or who had got stranded. And he did the same thing again this time. And I want to say, someone said Joel Osteen wasn't opening the church, but then someone else said, oh, he was opening the church. So I think someone may have shamed him again. I was so mad when the mayor gave Joel Osteen an award for helping during the hurricane. I was like, you don't need no fucking award during the hurricane. He got shamed into doing that shit. Jim McAvoy had both the stores. He has 2 stores. He had both stores open. And by the way, Jim McAvoy was a Republican. Now tell me who the real Christian out of those 2. Tell me. But Mr. Rick Perry, who's no longer the Secretary of Energy, now back in Texas, I don't know doing what, because all these Republicans start chiming in on what's the problem with the Texas freeze, what should be done about it. People want to blame AOC and the Green Deal. It's not even in effect. And then everyone kept saying, well, you guys deregulated too much. You should let the federal government in. But, you know, Republicans are all about less federal government, less regulation. And Rick Perry's going to come out of his goddamn mouth and say, Texans are willing to suffer blackouts to keep feds out of the power market. Number one, you are not in any elected position in Texas or representing Texas. And number two, you need to speak for your damn self. Fuck you, Rick. Shut your goddamn mouth up. People over here in motherfucking freezing weather. No power, no electricity. Goddamn, my ass is on the CPAP machine. I could have died last night. Because ERCOT and Centerpoint and other people were unprepared for a fucking Texas freeze. And then the goddamn mayor of Colorado City, Texas, told y'all need to start worrying about getting a handout from the fucking government. Excuse me, we live in a representative democracy. We vote for people to make decisions about ourselves. And one of those things happens to be if there is an emergency affecting a lot of fucking people, y'all asses are supposed to have a fucking plan. Yeah. My aunt has a mentor too. I'm so sorry, Tanika. The shelters here have been doing what they can, but you know, some homeless people do not want to go into shelters because one, they can't bring all their belongings. So they think people are going to steal it. Sometimes they have pets. Some shelters don't bring pets. The Georgia Brown Convention Center was opened up as a warming center. I have a friend who works with the homeless, and she helped to get them, the one she works with, some sleeping bags. It was trying to get more of them to go to the Georgia Brown because it was cold. So the county and city have been doing their part, encouraging people, if you don't have lights or electricity, go to the warming centers. And they have been asking for other organizations, if their lights are still on and they still have heat, to become a warming center. But this man to come out his mouth talking about Texans are willing to suffer. No, I am not willing to suffer a blackout to keep the fans out. Because obviously y'all doing a piss poor job of keeping people safe, dry, and warm. Then someone else need to motherfucking come in and do something about it. Oh yeah. Dale had told me about him at first, and I couldn't believe it. Let me see if I have see if I got And I can show you. And I'm glad. And I was gonna make him my Nutville of the month, of Nutville of the week. Where is it? Let me see. I forgot what his name is. Yeah, he said this on Tuesday, and then Wednesday he resigned. But he said, like, you are an elected official. Sorry if I can't make it bigger. But you are an elected official, and basically said that if you're sitting at home in the dark and no lights, then you need to get up and do something about it. And don't wait on someone else to get up and help you. And I'm thinking to myself, there are people without lights because, one, they are not in charge of the people who keep the lights on. They paid their bill. It's cold because their heating system is on, it needs electricity. It's not a gas stove. So what are you saying they can do? They can go out and what? Steal electricity from the neighbor or someone else? The neighbor ain't got electricity. Or you say they should have bought what? Lamps, flashlights, and things like that. Okay, I can kind of understand that, but those things are supposed to use temporarily. What did you do, sir, as the mayor of your little small town to get your people prepared? What about the homeless who are out there? What about people who are on breathing machines? What about babies? What about the elderly that actually do need a lot more assistance in getting help? Like, how uncaring can you be? Are you asking the churches to get involved? Are you exactly? Thank you, Queen of Wisdom. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you. Nobody asked me. And if you ask me, I'm gonna say, hell, no, I ain't finna something no blackout. They can speak for you and the rich motherfuckers like yourself. That you over speaking your speech, Rick. Thank you so much, Nova Real Show. Yeah, some houses are cold and outside, and then some are not as cold as outside. It's like I just wanted to say here, put tiles and stuff where the cracks and stuff are, wear layers of clothing till stuff start working again. And he had the audacity to say that and said, I know some people are not going to like it. You think so, sir? You should have kept that shit to yourself. Should have kept that to yourself. Whew, I swear he say more dumb shit as years go by. I'm like, are you, oh, Lord. Mm-mm-mm. But this right here, where I finally got up this morning and got on my phone and started charging, and then Daryl sent me. No, I saw this from CNN. I think it was something for Facebook. Someone said, "Whew, look at here." Oh, it was I think it was from YouTube, and it was like a 30 or a minute second. They're like, "Oh, Ted Cruz." I think it was it TMZ or PBS or CNN? That Ted Cruz went to Cancun, Mexico, during the goddamn Texas freeze. And I said to myself, so he must not like his job. Are you trying to get Like, you just keep making mishap after mishap after mishap after mishap. One, you're trying to run for president of the United States, and you're not born in the United States. You're born somewhere else. You're not a naturalized born citizen. And you didn't get the job. You ran for re-election 2 years ago. I didn't run. I didn't vote for you. I voted for Beto O'Rourke. You got the job anyway. You started growing this fucking beard. I don't know what you're trying to do. Because before you were trying to look like a clean-cut white boy, I guess. But now you're trying to look more Latino. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing with the beard gang. I just don't know. Then you start supporting a man that says some bad shit about your own fucking wife. Your wife should cuss you out every time she sees you for some shit like that. Exactly, TA. Exactly. Niggas like you did her. Actually, it's the blue South. We trying to look. We trying to turn us blue. We're promoted to the red South. Then he when it came time for the day that the electoral votes have to be certified on January the 6th, his ass when they went to Alabama, no problem. Alaska, no problem. Hit Arizona. I object. Finn says, well, if you're going to object to the electoral votes from Arizona, you have to have 2 signatures from a member of the House, a member of the Senate. And the man was like, yeah, we got them. And they like, oh, I forgot who the representative from the House was. But guess who was the representative from the Senate that signed it? Ted Cruz. But Ted Cruz supposed to represent Texas. Why your ass is talking about Arizona? So basically, you put your whole Congress in danger because you lengthened the time that they were going to be in Congress because you helped to eject a democratically legit election because you got upset about Arizona going to Biden and supporting the man that called your wife's fucking name. You're an awful ass husband. You're an awful ass husband. And then all the people they want to censure for voting against, voting for impeachment. This man right now needs to be censured too. And I need to really find out when my license stuff come back on. How many votes does he need to have a recall election? Because he needs one. And the top newspapers in Texas called for him to resign. He says that he just had a re-election. He says this is his last term in the Senate, but I don't believe him. Either he's gonna try to run for governor again. No, either he's gonna try to run for president again, which he can't, or he's gonna run for governor. Yeah, this is happening when people don't vote. It also happens when people keep voting like they damn parents and voting against things that are against their own best interest. And then I guess he tried to make people forget that he was the one that was stopping the certification of the electoral votes. And and I think something AOC said, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez said, she's from New York, said something about investigating. I guess when GameStop and Robinhood was having that whole thing with the stock exchange, there was a whole fiasco with that, and she was like, oh, I think Congress needs to investigate it. Then he gonna come on Twitter behind and say, yes, I agree with you. We should investigate. And she said, hold on, wait a minute, sir. You supported me almost getting killed a couple weeks ago. I would work with anybody else but you. You don't think I forgot what you did? I thought that was classic. He trying to be all like he worried about other fucking people and want to work with other people. No, sir, we ain't forget what you did. We ain't forget. And now your stupid ass doing a Texas freeze. Now, the mayor is giving updates. The Harris County judge is giving updates. The governor is getting updates. Now, I haven't seen what John Cornyn, who is our other U.S. governor, have said, but other politicians who represent Texas, they have been saying some stuff, at least trying to be reassuring, trying to be informative. But what do you do? What do? You get on a plane with your family and go to a warm motherfucking place. And the only reason why your ass is coming back literally the same day that you arrived in Cancun, Mexico, because people found out and shamed your ass. You are a horrible fucking human being. And I know he's going to probably say, well, my wife, my kid, fuck you. Your house big enough. Matter of fact, your wife, she's so stupid to say you got 2 homes. Well, we can't afford a second home as we wanted to. You think, you privileged motherfucker? Shut up. And then Louisiana want to censure their person because they voted for impeachment. And this Cuban wigger out here doing some fucked up shit that's not benefiting Texas. I gotta find out who's the chair of the Texas Republican Party, because I need to censure him too. I don't want him to be able to say shit. I'm tired of them. How can I get my name on the ballot? And this is how mad I am right now. I want to find a Republican that I'm willing to vote for, just that will run against him and fuck him up in the primary. Because if he gets fucked up in the primary, he can't really be in a general election. That's it. You believe this stuff? Oh, this is my email. Thank you, Christine. The K, yeah. I'm just like, why? Why, Jesus? I got students right now. You know, as much as the COVID pandemic is going on and students are at home, no electricity means they're not getting their work done. No electricity means the ones who go to face-to-face school can't go to school. And my thing is, which airport still had lights for you to fly out of? Have you had lights? Intercontinental had lights? Which Intercontinental had lights? Where'd you fly? What airport still had lights and was letting flights and stuff take off during a winter freeze? Had the snow melted? Now I will say today in Houston, it is warmer. It's not raining or snowing, and there's no more ice on the ground. Like yesterday was horrible. There's still ice on the ground, and it started raining too. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Danny. I'm trying to, Danny. I'm just really upset about these politicians and stuff, and I'm just like, got one thing to say. They better take. I remember every goddamn thing, and they need to understand that other people are too. So when these midterm elections come up, I said, some of y'all gonna need to get the fuck out. And just because Biden is in office, y'all don't think y'all can't go down there and vote again. No, he needs support in that Congress to do things. And these other people out here who've been wilding need to get out. Those senators that voted against impeaching Trump, they are up for re-election in the midterm. Okay? They gonna have to go. We need to figure out, and in Texas, we need to figure out how to turn this state blue. I don't know what is it gonna have to take. We have little. I mean, if you think about it, people used to say there was a joke called, "I'd rather live anywhere but Texas. I live in hell and rent out Texas." And you know how people say, "I won't do it until hell freezes over." Literally, Texas has frozen over. Okay. Over. It's time for a change. It's ridiculous. How can we get our Stacey Abrams on and flip the state? I just want to know. I just need to know. How can we do this? And I'm looking at every election map we've had in the past, I think 4 years ago, 2 years ago. And I see the same thing happening. Everything, all the areas along the Gulf of Mexico and along the Rio Grande, from El Paso to Laredo to Brownsville to like Nacogdoches, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, like everything, a little bit of Dallas, not all of Dallas, but a little bit of Dallas is blue or light blue. Some places are like, and I'm like, there's a couple of places I think were purple. And then the rest of the state all up north is red. And I'm just like, who lives up there? Oh no. I'm so sorry, Donnell. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to figure out. I might have to give Stacey a call. Like, it's time to do this. Like, who's on your team? What you gotta do? Cause I want Beto to run. I think he's a good guy. But, and I'm always voting for the person who's a Democrat. I'm sorry, I do. So, there are some Republicans I will vote for. Like when Kay Bailey Hutchinson was senator from Texas, I actually voted for her. So she did a good job. But these men right now, John and Ted, no. I'm just trying to figure out how can we do it? There's so many things I want to do. It's just like time and money. No, just how? Somebody. That's the thing, though. But this is the thing: when you're the incumbent, you have a slight advantage. But then I also wonder, like, how many? Because to me, for the most part, I feel like Cruz, even though his last name is Spanish, his first name he anglicized it. His first name is Rafael Eduardo. He goes by Ted Cruz. So you're anglicized your first name or your nickname because Edward. The nickname for Edward is Ted or something like that. I don't know. And so you're sounding white, and you're Cuban American. A lot of Cuban Americans are Republicans because they were historically they were mistreated by the JFK administration. So a lot of them who fled Cuba and they came here, they all were hated the Kennedys and they were Democrats. They've been Republican ever since. But it's just like, and then he over here in Texas, and I'm wondering if some of the Hispanic people, do they think he's Hispanic, like from Mexico? Because he's not. He's Cuban American. You know, I would tell students in class, look, I think I'm saying something. Just said Cruz. Because I've seen, like, in the Hispanic part of Texas, they'll have the signs that say vote for Ted Cruz, and it'll be like English and Spanish. So, like, he's trying to perpetrate. And I'll be like, listen, y'all, he is not Mexican American. And then some people are like, really? I say, no, he's Cuban. Cubans normally vote Republican. Don't get lost in the hype, because let me just say something. Them Castro brothers out of San Antonio, them Mexican Americans. They're always down for their people and their allies to black people. When was the last time you hear any other Cuban American who does not look black is saying some Black Lives Matter type stuff or saying some woke stuff? When? Correct. Hispanic is a ethnic determination of people who come from a Spanish-speaking country. There are black Hispanics. There are even Asian Hispanics. There are, I guess you could say, native Hispanics. Okay? So, he over there, talking about his name is Ted Cruz. There's a few here, but yes. Same thing with Puerto Rico. There are black Puerto Ricans. There are black Dominicans. Mexican and California love Republican? Really? Is it the middle class, upper class ones? I do notice that. And by the way, to let you know, they have colorism issues just like black people. There was this lady, I can't think of her name. She's Native American. Well, I guess they call it Mesoamerican in Central America. And so I think she speaks a native language, but she got hired to be in this Mexican movie. And the movie became very, very popular. She got nominated for an Oscar and everything. And do you know that in Mexico they got mad because some magazine, was it Vogue? I think it was Vogue, put her on the cover of the magazine, and they were like, "Well, she don't look like no Mexican. She's a native. She's not one of us." I was like, "Damn, y'all like that? I didn't know it was like that." But yeah, my Hispanic Mexican American friend has told me some things. I'm like, really? Y'all got colorism too? Like, wow. But they also have colorism issues in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, um, any country that has lots of the natives and also lots of people of African descent, because those were the places where that still practice slavery uh, in the 1800s. Because Spain and Portugal were constantly bringing African slaves to the New World. Then England came involved. Then they brought people over. But when the United States stopped and England stopped, and I want to say France stopped too, Spain and Portugal was still involved in slave trade. They were still bringing people to the New World. So, because I even follow Amara La Negra, she's a Dominican American singer, and I follow her on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Beautiful, gorgeous, chocolate ebony woman. And the stuff that they say to her on that show, and then and I've seen other videos where people have made fun of her on certain shows, Hispanic shows. It's just really horrible. Some straight up racist shit. Wow. Some people thought America Negra, they were like, oh, is she doing blackface? I'm like, why do you think she's doing blackface? Because she was just too beautiful as a black woman to be real? That's true, too. Because also, I've heard about in Korea, and I think maybe Vietnam, too. Like, in Korea, a lot of women are going to have surgery so they can have double eyelids, or do things with their noses, or do something with their tongues to make sure they can sound more American. Mm-hmm. Wow. Exactly. Yeah, they're gonna get rid of the monolid. But then I saw a lady where then I saw a lady where they were showing that there are actual people on social media who have two lids, but who make their eyes look like they have one monolid because they were trying to look Asian. I guess they were using it as an aesthetic. And then you got these white people who are doing the Rachel Dolezal thing and bronzing themselves, whatever, to be black or look like light skinned black women. I'm just like, y'all really. Can someone put my Cash App tag up again? Are you serious? Wow. Brian Bent, really? Oh my good lawsuit. Did the man die? Is he alive? Everyone, this is my Cash App. Oh my god, this is horrible. Whew, Lord have mercy. Exactly. You're so right, Bram. What? Oh man, that's horrible. That's really horrible. And it's not. If you haven't clicked the like button, please click the X going out. Click the like button and come, and then click chat and come right back in. Thank you so much to those of you who super chatted, cashed app, become members, who've listened to moderators, members, people who've listened to me chit who listen to me rant for an hour, 12 minutes, 48 seconds. I appreciate it. I just please share this because we need to make sure that we are informed of what is going on here. Because these politicians, they wilding out here. Oh my goodness, they thought my mother was messing us when trying to get across the legal. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Life is like, how are you feeling? You feeling better? I've been praying for you. Mm-mm-mm. Well, y'all, I'm gonna go. Hopefully, I'll see y'all in the chat later on. And Daryl, I think Daryl said he's going on again today. I tried to be in the chat last night, but I was having so many connection problems because even though I got Verizon, and I also have Xfinity. Xfinity has this thing where if you're not plugged in, like at home, you're still able to be on like their satellite Xfinity Wi-Fi, but I wasn't able to get on that last night. So today they just sent me a message and they're working on that. So everybody's working on. Y'all pray. I even looked up who the patron saint of electricity was last night. And by the way, his name is called Saint Eliho, Eligio or Iu. Thank you. I will. Thank y'all so much for the prayers, thoughts, and prayers. Thanks for. I've even been looking at some people's posts. They've been keeping me in good spirits. Gary Owen, I don't know if you saw my community walk. Gary Owen is a comedian. I really like him, and I've actually seen him in live at the Improv, but not this time. And so he's here in Houston, but he's stuck in a hotel because no lights and no power. And so he was up like early this morning. I'm up early this morning listening to him, and he's like, "Y'all, I'm here in this hotel, and they ain't got no lights, and they ain't got no water, no power, and I just think, and I can't do anything. They got a boil water notice. They got this and that." And I went outside, and it was even colder. So I went back inside. I was like, "Ooh, I guess I should be thankful." So he went to Raising Cane's, was like the only thing that was open when he gets something to eat. He came back, and he said, all this stuff was happening to me, and everybody's here. But he said I had to tell myself I should really be thankful. And he said I should be thankful that my hairline don't look like Tory Lanez. And I just bust out of that shit. Y'all go look at my post. At the end of the video, he shows Tory Lanez. And if y'all don't know, if I mentioned before, Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez was arrested for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in her feet months ago. And y'all, if you look at his goddamn hairline, and it's like, Lord, is this karma coming for his hairline too? Oh, Lord, he just needs to go bald. Hey, understanding. Yeah, hey, KH homie, I've been discussing the whole situation in Texas. You might need to go back to the beginning because I go over the maps, to go over the politicians involved and what they've been saying, oh Lord, it's been awful. Oh, Judge Lynn said she's stuck in Dallas. Yeah, so sorry about that. Understanding, I came back home, but the lights still ain't on yet. But I did see a 2 Centerpoint vans in the area, so I'm just like, I'm hoping and praying that it comes on. But I'm just letting you know, I'm not. I know you and me are not gonna forget this when it comes election time. And then there's still people out here in the pandemic trying to go somewhere. Y'all sit your asses down. What is the Lord gonna have to get through your thick head? What do they have in the Bible? Plagues, locusts, droughts, floods. What else? What do people do? They sat at home and they stay still. Yes, my friend, and that's what I was talking about. You see the picture, right? I've been talking about all of them. All of them today. You might have to rewind because I'm just. And then the only reason why he coming back to Houston, back to Texas, because he got shamed. And then Rick ass right here, gonna talk about, oh, Texans are willing to suffer blackouts to keep feds out of power. Shut your mouth. Anybody ask you? They didn't ask you that. Oh Lord, tonight's freezes. Wait, he was sipping margaritas and writing about Bush Limbaugh. margaritas? They're closing at 3. Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get up so I can finish charging my phone, and then go back into my house and get up underneath my covers. You're funny. Well, and can you believe this man was Secretary of Energy? Gonna talk about Texans are willing to be without black oil. Shut up, no we're not. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you come in late, please go back to the beginning and watch the replay. I'm on 90% and I'm trying to get on 100% so I can go back in the house. So y'all pray for us. I'm praying for y'all as well. I just want the lights coming on so I can breathe while I sleep at night. So at this point, I really was gonna do something, but I thought it probably would end up with me with a visit by the police for a mental health check. Because I was gonna go on Twitter and I was gonna tweet ERCOT, the mayor, and the judge and the governor. Like, look, this is my last will and testament in case I die tonight because I don't have electricity and I'm on a CPAP machine. I hereby give the authority to my families and friends to sue the fuck out of all of y'all. And take all your damn money. They gonna get reparations one way or the other. I said, I bet I do that. I end up with a police. We're here for a mental health check. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Talk to y'all later. I'll try to check back in if I can. But talk to y'all later. Let me end with a nice pic, something kind of cute and funny. So I was trying to get my dog in the bed all night, and then he didn't want to. And then finally, he gonna come in the bed with me. He gonna finally come in the bed with me at about 8 o'clock this morning. There he go. I tried to put him on a shawl last night. I tried to put him in my bed last night. He kept leaving. 8 something this morning. Here he come. My big baby. This boy, my dog. And by the way, some of y'all want to come and be a part of the 18 Facebook group. You must answer the question. I'm going to say it again. You must answer the questions. It's 3 questions, and we give you hints. No, he is cold too, but every time last night I tried to make him warm, he just would leave me. That's what I was thinking, like, what, are we going to find a shirt to put him on? But is he going to be cooperative? That's what I wanted to know. You know. So all he seems to want is rubs underneath the chin and then leave. So, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay. Let me help you out. It gives you a hint. What does Daryl smoke? He smokes it in every video. Cigars. What is Marcellus or Mad Church's nickname? Pooh Bear. What is my dog's name? If it's not a girl, it's a. And then people don't put anything. I'm like, a boy. Y'all not getting the hint? Come on. Cigars. Pooh Bear. Boy. Come on. All right. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Thank y'all so much. Bye.